everybody, this is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you so much for stopping by Esteemed Queen and Mentality once again. Please be sure that you like, share, and subscribe down below. And make sure that you double tap us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, hit the notification bell if you like what I always seem to talk about. And of course, we have that positivity planner giveaway that is at the website as well with our devotionals. So sinus pressure is through the roof. So I'm gonna try to get through this without having it sound like I'm smacking on sweet tarts. So, see what I mean? It sounds like I am snacking on motherfucking sweet tarts. Okay. But anyway, so Super Bowl has pretty much like given me life, especially that halftime show. So I feel like I'm in a good mood today. So got a couple of days off from school due to some teacher work days. So I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to enjoy it by talking about something that I have been approached about a couple of times. And I just thought it would be a really good video to just put it out there to more than just a couple of people. It only takes one to be a game changer. But it takes a whole village of us to really show a frequency or a flow that is continuing, ongoing. We pass it to one another. And that's elevation. A lot of people ask me, a lot of people that know of me, there goes sweetheart. A lot of people ask me, a lot of people know of me will ask me, and a lot of people that know of me or know me, we gonna talk about those, what differentiates that from one another in another video. But all of that is to say that I have always been a person that has been on the move. I don't like sitting still. I don't like being idle. I'm a person that deals with depression. So for me to sit still for a very long period of time, that's a little scary because anything can happen. I can go in, I can slide into a deep spot, or I can just sit there and be stagnant. It all depends on the energy and how I feel. But I do like to stay busy because I do have a lot of different passions. And that's why I'm always so busy. But in all that ripping and racing back and forth, there has to be something that I feel like keeps me. And not only does it keeps me, but it encourages me to want to get up when I feel like sometimes I'm the only one that is my cheerleader. I'm the only one that's my support system. I'm the only one that wipes my tears or picks me back up and dusts me off and pats me on my ass and tells me to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and puts me back in the game. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to be able to encourage myself just as much as it was important for me to enlighten myself to know that I'm worth getting up. I'm worth being resilient. I'm worth being confident. I'm worth having value. I'm worth whatever it is you feel fits that blank. And so when I got to a point where I have accepted that the only way for me to get up and for me to experience elevation is to not stay in the same spot. When I became really enlightened to that, that made me accept it more, because it's not a bad thing to tell yourself, if you work hard, you'll be able to reap your rewards and your benefits, and you'll be able to put some of those back into crops where you can harvest them for someone else that you love, or someone else that's in need, or someone else that you care for. So once I became enlightened to that, I accepted it. And when I accepted it, the whole atmosphere around me changed, because it wasn't so much anymore about me knowing what I was worth and my confidence, but it was a thing of I felt empowered about it. I felt like I took my confidence back, because now it's a thing of, look, the worst thing that can happen to me here on earth is God turn him back and say no. And that's not going to happen because God loves me, just like he loves all of his children, including you. So I felt empowered. I felt empowered because it's just like looking at something and hearing it makes you think you're not going to like it. But then when you actually get to that point where you're willing to try it, that's confidence. Like, and then once you figure it out and taste it and see if it works with you, like, you feel empowered because it's something new that you can add on to your list of what it is, excuse me, of what it is that you've discovered and you explored. And can't nobody tell you that you haven't been there, you haven't gone there, because that's part of your story now. So how I experienced the elevation was, number one, definitely, like I said, I enlightened myself on what was bigger than what it was I felt was important. I enlightened myself on a higher wisdom. I enlightened myself to understand you're going to have more than one relationship. You're going to want more than one thing in life. And you're going to want to do more than one thing in life. So not so much like tie your foot to something that you thought of, but understand you're going to have other thoughts and other feelings. And that's all part of your elevation. In order for you to be able to elevate, you have to be enlightened on that. Every step is going to be something different. It's going to be a different sacrifice. It's going to be something different that you have to look at and say, is it worth keeping or losing? If it's too heavy, you either going to have to pay extra for it, or you're going to have to leave it behind. But you can't take it with you. Oh, shit. But you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. And if you decide to take it with you in the beginning, all right, check this shit out. It's going to be mad expensive if you keep taking from a bank that doesn't have a way of being replenished. So you got to make executive decisions. But once you make those executive decisions, you are empowered because you'll feel light, you'll feel better, you'll want to do more, you'll have the energy to do more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, this is how I look at it. Saved people should be the richest people in the world. Because when you think of the stereotype of saved, they don't drink, they don't club, they don't party, they don't do none of that stuff. They should have all the money in the world. Same thing for negativity. If you get rid of all that negativity and enlighten yourself that there's better out there for you, you feel empowered of knowing that. Now that you know that, now you can go out there and be who it is that you needed when you were younger. And you can empower and you can encourage the younger generation. You can encourage someone to be better than the last generation. My mom was a very bitter woman. But I remember one time she said something that made sense to me. I think that's probably the only thing she's ever said that made sense to me, other than, I look like my dad. And that was, she said, every generation is supposed to be better than the last. So part of making that possible takes a village, and that takes encouragement. So not every time you have to go in the trenches, stop looking at it as if like you're trying to save a bad child or a bad person, or you're trying to save someone from the bad, because you don't know what their worst is. But when you're able to put yourself in their shoes, even if it's just emotionally, you can at least sit there and say, bruh, queen, king, chick or child, whatever you want to call them, you have that compassion where you feel like, you know what, if I'm going to crawl to my milestone, or if I'm going to have to sprint all the way to my finish line, would you rather take your essentials in your suitcase and pay the bare minimum, or would you rather take a lot of excess baggage and a lot of excess bullshit that you don't need on this trip to elevation, and it's going to keep costing you. Negativity is going to cost you more than positivity, because let me tell you something. Positivity is all up here. Negativity is everything that you can carry in a bag. So if you can carry around the hurt, you can carry around the grudges, you can carry around the pain, that shit's going to cost you. There's no elevation in that. But when you keep those things in your head where you're better, you're determined, you're ambitious, to want to enlighten, to empower, to encourage other people, yo, that's when you come into your elevation. Because nothing will look the same, nothing will feel the same. You're not even going to want to be around the same people if they're not part of that positivity rather than that baggage. Understand you can't take everybody with you with elevation, because the higher the aptitude, the less shit you got to have. And I don't know about you, but every time I like going on trips, I like carrying my essentials. I can buy clothes and hair anywhere. But encouragement, enlightenment, and the feeling of being empowered, you can't take that from nobody, because you can't put that shit in a bag. So, be sure you like, share, and subscribe. Be sure that you let all your friends, families, besties, whatever y'all want to call each other these days, as long as y'all nice to each other, share it with them. By all means, by all means, by all means. I have a couple of different ideas coming up in regards to a couple of different sectors of the Esteemed community. So be sure that you go over to Patreon, join our warrior community. We're going to be doing some meetups pretty soon for the springtime for 2020. I'm so super excited. So be sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know down below, what do you do to elevate, or what do you think is needed to elevate? I definitely think you need to empower, enlighten, and encourage. Others may think otherwise, but this is why we're all here, and that is to express as to what makes us well-rounded and ethical. So let me know. Unicorn kisses. Bye.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on the brisk. A tall glass of nigga, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. I may slopping 20s, lobster tails, and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne Drake and going in.